WFAN, the Mike and the Mad Dog radio program here on a Monday night, 21st day of October, 1996. After two dominating performances by the best team in baseball in this 1996 World Series. They've pitched great. They've out-defensed the Yankees, and they've out-hit them and got a couple of breaks along the way as well, and win this second game of the World Series today 4-0. Put the Yankees in a spot that only two teams have been able to get out of it. That's the Royals at 85, the Mets at 86, lose two at home, and try and get back to Yankee Stadium won't be easy either. Yankees will be feisty, and they'll be a little better, I think, against the left-hand pitching tomorrow, Mike, but they're in a tough spot right now. Maddux tonight was phenomenal, and Key wasn't great, and there you have it.
That was a masterpiece by Maddux. I mean, they got beat tonight by the best pitcher in baseball. They did not play well again. Key didn't get... he didn't get the big out when he had to get the big out. He got himself in some trouble in early innings. He, gave up a couple of play. Gave 4 Singleton runs. Never really gave up a big rally in the game, but he gave up 4 runs in 4 different innings. He got nickeled and dimed a little bit. I thought he got squeezed a little bit, but I don't think that was the case, in him being ineffective. I thought he was ineffective for the most part. It wasn't a vintage Jimmy Key, but it was clearly a vintage Greg Maddux. I thought he was tremendous. He kept the Yankees off balance all night. Everything was a bounce back. Either a ground ball to McGriff or a bounce back to the mound. I thought the only time the Yankees had anything going was the Jeter single, the Raines single, and then Boggs hit into a double play, and with 2 out and a runner on third, Bernie grounded out. And the Yankees right now find themselves in terrible shape. I mean, they've been badly outplayed in this World Series. They've been badly outpitched in this World Series, and the Yankees can't get into their strength, which is the bullpen. When the Yankee bullpen came in tonight, it was flawless. I mean, the Braves didn't get a hit off the Yankee bullpen. But you know what? That didn't matter because it was too late for that, so it was over. The Yankee bullpen just went, perfect as Yankee bullpen usually is. It's that good, but it was too late for that. They had already scored 4 runs before they get into the Yankee bullpen, and now the Yankees go on the road. Your one solace is two things that I look for, Dog, and the only things that you're going to try and cling to if you're a Yankee fan right now is, number one, they'll be better, I think, against the left-handed pitcher, because right now you put Fielder at first, and I think that's a given after 2 hits tonight. Raines at the top of the order, he had 2 hits tonight, and you put Hayes in for Boggs. Also, the Yankees are perfect so far on the road in the postseason, playing in a couple of tough places. They own Camden Yards. They'd never played well in Texas. Maybe they can relax a little bit and get something done on the road. That's the only thing they got left going for them right now.
Amazing, Mike. In 18 innings, the Yankees have had 3 rallies, and I wouldn't call them huge explosions.
1 run, 11 hits.
Basically, they had 2 guys on with 2 out twice in game 1, 1 with 2 out, 1 with 1 out, and they obviously had that 6th inning opportunity tonight when it was typical Yankee formula. Jeter, who showed you a lot of guts tonight, playing with a bad wrist after he got hit on in that particular spot by a Maddux fastball. Then a Jeter base hit, 2 on, nobody out in the 6th inning. Boggs, who had a base hit his first time up tonight and looked a little bit more into the flow, picked the wrong time, hit it grounded to second base, and there you have it. And the Braves, Mike, we said from day one in this series, from the moment this series began, and I thought people were crazy thinking that the Yankee pitching is just a little notch below. Yankee pitching is a serious notch below. Yankees pitching has not been big time in this postseason. They've only had 2, I think, good starts in this postseason. They had 2 good games against the Orioles. They did not pitch well against Texas. They did not pitch well 3 out of the 5 games against the Orioles. And they have not pitched well in these first 2 games
I'm
here.
making a break. Listen, when
you don't pitch well against this team, you're going to lose.
Well, one team plays well, the other team doesn't play well. That's what it looks like. I mean, we make the Braves look better than they are. I mean, the Braves have looked invincible for 2 games here. No one's this good, and the Braves haven't been this good either. Otherwise, they wouldn't have lost 3 games to the Cardinals. But so far, it's been all Braves. We'll see if the Yankees can turn it around now. They get Cone against Glavine. They go on the road. Like I said, they haven't lost the postseason game. They faced the guy who is the best pitcher in baseball, who tonight was on his game. He was brilliant tonight. He doesn't throw any balls. He keeps everybody off stride. He gets everybody bouncing the ball into the dirt. Nobody hits the ball in the outfield. 1 outfield out against him, I believe, in the game, and that was Bernie Williams. Bernie Williams had 2 balls. The only 2 balls in the air off Maddux were a Bernie Williams line drive to McGriff, which is probably the best ball hit off him all night, and a Bernie Williams fly to left field. Every other out registered by Maddux was either a strikeout, and he only had 2 of those, or a ground ball.
Well, Mike,
every single one.
Yankees in 11 postseason starts have had 8 badly pitched games by their starting pitcher. Key pitched 2 good ball games. Pettit pitched the 1 good game against the Orioles. That's been it. The Braves, in their 11 postseason starts to date, have had 2 badly pitched games. And in those bad games, they only gave up 3 runs through 6 innings. Maddux in Game 2 against St. Louis. And, of course, the performance by Glavine in Game 3 against the Cardinals, they hit a couple of runs. They were awesome against L.A.
Maddux gave 8 runs.
Yeah, but okay, but 3 through 6. He gave up 3 runs through 6 innings. They were awesome against L.A. They're down a stretch against St. Louis. They were just invincible, and they've been just untouchable here. And if you're going to pitch 11 games in this postseason and have awesome starts for 9, and if you're the Yankees and you're going to have 11 starts in the postseason and only be good through 3 of the 11, you know what? You're not going to win. That's all there is to it. And the Yankees haven't pitched well. I mean, Pettit got him off to a bad start yesterday. Key, he dodged a couple of bullets. Could have been worse, but, his performance tonight was not good. And the Yankees, listen, they got a great bullpen. Rivera's phenomenal, but the Yankees have not been able to play their game in this series because they're spotting this team too many runs.
No question. They spot them any runs, though. They're not scoring. So they can't spot them any runs. So 2 runs would be too much right now. The Yankees have to get the bats going. They obviously have to pitch well, but they have to get the bats going. So far, it has been all Atlanta for 2 games.
And I agree with you. I do think that they'll play better. And first of all,
they can't play worse.
I think Glavine is the 3rd best pitcher this year on this Braves staff. That's the first thing. Nagel's hittable. That's the second thing. And I think, as Mike said, you'll see Fielder tomorrow night at first base. It's hard to believe that Tino Martinez has played 11 games in the postseason in that lineup with all those guys on base in front of him, and he has no RBIs. He can't play tomorrow night. Cecil's got to play tomorrow night at first base.
Not only that,
and they're better against left-hand pitching right now with Bernie switched around and everything else.
Not only that, Doug, I don't think you'll see Tino Martinez the next 2 days.
That's possible.
I know the guy who had 117 RBIs this year, but you know what? They're going to play the guys who are best right now. The lineup tomorrow night for the Yankees against the left-handed pitcher has to include Raines, has to include Hayes, and has to include has to include Cecil Fielder at first base. It has to. There is no way around it. That has to be the case tomorrow night.
I agree, Mike. No problem with you that at all. And I think that the Yankees will,
They can't play worse.
I think the Yankees will win a game there. I think the Yankees will figure out a way to win a game. I don't think they're going to get back to Yankee Stadium, but I do think they can win a game.
But they have to win Game 3. I mean, so we know that. I mean, 2, you say, you were talking about winning the series. This was a huge game tonight. They have to win tomorrow night. It's going to go down 3-0 when no one's coming back against that pitch in 4 games in a row. So the Yankees have to turn it around now. They have one more game to play with here, and that's tomorrow, and they have to win it. But right now, obviously, we talked all year about being in that left lane on that freeway. Right now, we're in trouble. This is the first time this year, all year, pennant race, playoffs, postseason, division, ALCS. This is the first time this year the Yankees have faced the crisis.
I will say 2-1 Texas game 3 in the 9th.
But I mean, it was mid-game and they came out of it. What I'm saying is, right now, that they got a tremendous. Here's Joe Torre. Let's go MSG, courtesy of MSG. Joe Torre.
He's he has his way with you. He can move the ball around. The ball changes speeds. He has the ball that goes down, in, out. He was a master tonight.
Tom?
What was your assessment of Key?
What was your assessment of Key?
He pitched well enough for us to win. We just couldn't hit. I mean, I thought he, aside from, making the 3 mistakes to McGriff, he kept us in the game and pitched, I thought, a heck of a ball game for us.
Tom?
So how bad is Jeter's wrist?
How bad is Jeter's wrist?
Well, he got hit pretty good, but, the kid is tough. He'll be fine. He got hit flush on the wrist, so we'll see what happens tomorrow, but we'll ice it tonight.
Yep.
Discuss the effectiveness of the Braves pitching, especially against Bernie Williams and Tino Martinez.
Would you discuss the effectiveness of the Braves pitching, especially against Bernie Williams and Tino Martinez?
Well, I think everybody's trying to, pick the ball club up right now. We're scuffling a little bit. We're having, a couple of pitchers that pitched against us, pitched outstanding ball games. And we're just going to have to keep battling. But I don't think, Bernie hit a ball hard tonight. Tino got a base hit last night, so I don't think they're picking on those 2 guys. It's just that we're struggling right now against their staff.
Steve?
You said he pitched well enough. Is there anything you can try to remedy that? You've got Tino and Boggs in the lineup.
You said that he pitched well enough. You just didn't hit. Is there anything you can do to try to remedy that?
No. You have the people that you think you want and that you feel you want in the lineup that particular day, and I'll look at it tomorrow and see which way we go. But, these are the guys that got us here, and you're not about to desert them now.
Sure.
Joe, you attached the must-win significance to this game. What does that mean for Game 3?
You attached a must-win significance to this game. What does that mean for Game 3?
Well, I also said if we didn't win, it wasn't a must-win situation. To me, when you get in a situation like this in a short series, the one game, you win one game, and all of a sudden things seem to go well for you. That's all we need to do is just try to turn it around, and we need to obviously have the pitcher on the other side make a couple of mistakes and have us take advantage of it. Right now, they had the one opportunity tonight with first and second and nobody out, and Maddux got the double play ball. So we just need to put a few hits together. I think everybody will loosen up. Everybody feels pretty good about themselves as far as, I feel good about them effort-wise. They're trying, they're getting frustrated. There's no question, because, you don't see pitching like this every day, for sure. Unfortunately, we have seen it every day.
George?
Joe, excuse me.
George?
Two-part question. Any changes in pitching for the fourth game?
Any changes in pitching for the fourth game?
No, not as of right now. The only thing I know I was asked earlier about Pettit pitching, but for, obviously we have to go to 5, and, you can't pitch Jimmy Key in Game 5, so there's, Pettit will pitch Game 5, and Kenny will pitch Game 4.
So does anybody pitch like this in the American League? And can you tell if there's any difference in pitching in the National League? Because the American League doesn't do it different.
Anybody pitch like this in the American League, and can you tell if there's any difference between pitching in the National League and the American League?
Well, you have pitchers that can crank up games. You have Roger Clemens and Apier, but they're not all on the same team. That's the problem. But I think just from the record that Maddux has thrown out there with the Cy Young Awards, and he's somebody that's pretty special. There's no question about it. We have our guy going tomorrow that's pretty special, and and I know he's going to be equal to the task, and that's all we need is that one game to start it going.
Couple more.
Any different, though?
Do you think the pitching's any different?
I don't think the pitching's any different. The umpiring. I can't really compare. I don't think managers are ever happy when they lose. You can blame it on a lot of things, but the pitching was the credit. But I don't see any difference pitching in one league or the other.
How?
Joe, all the years you've been around baseball, where would you put Maddux in the total scheme?
In all the years you've been around baseball, where would you put Maddux in the total scheme of things?
Well, he'd have to be in the handful. But the one thing that's different about Greg Maddux is that he doesn't do it with power. When you think of the great pitchers with the Gibsons and the Koufaxes and the Drysdales, mainly did it with power and intimidation. But he does it with a lot of finesse and a lot of intelligence and a lot of confidence. Right now, you watch Greg Maddux, and he seems to do whatever he wants with that ball. And of course, if there's something that's borderline, he's going to get it. But he's earned that right. I'm not saying that he's getting more than somebody else, but when you pitch around the strike zone like he does, there's a pretty good chance he'll get more strikes than other people, and I'm not resenting that fact. He's earned that.
One more.
I'm no real surprise.
There you have it with Joe Torre as talking about the Yankees, Mike. And, to me, the Yankees have, there's two things. There's no pitching like this in the American League. That's one. And two, the Yankees are learning. Well, all of us who have watched these Braves and tried to beat them in the last 6 years have learned. Pirates, the Giants, the Indians, the Dodgers, the Rockies, the Reds, St. Louis. They have pitching that nobody else has.
Except everybody else has found a way, except last year, the Indians, to beat them.
Yeah.
And the Yankees haven't found that way yet.
Pirates didn't find a way.
No.
They had 3-2 games up, and Smoltz and Avery threw back-to-back shutouts at them in Three Rivers Stadium.
Well, the Twins and the Blue Jays found ways to beat them.
The Indians certainly didn't find a way to beat them. Dodgers got killed. Reds last year with a great offensive team. Got 2 runs in 4 games. That's just the Giants down the stretch. Every game the Braves pitched was a 2-hitter. And they're just a tremendously strong pitching ball club, and the Yankees are learning how to go up against this kind of club, and it's very difficult to beat.
The only thing about this whole National League, American League thing is the Braves come into this World Series 1-2 against the American League.
Well, there's two things I would say about that. In 2 of those World Series, they did not have Mark Wohlers. Mm-hmm. And if they had Mark Wohlers in 1990, and that's a big if.
Well, it isn't.
But if they had Mark Wohlers in 92, they beat the Blue Jays because they would have won Game 2, and that was the key game of the series. Well, they had Wohlers like they have him now, that was the one missing link. The starting pitching, I mean, I lost 2-1, 3-2, and 5-4 in 3 of those games. The starting pitching was still awesome. Blue Jays got runs in the extra innings 3 times in that series, twice in the 9th. Walters is there, that doesn't happen. So basically, this starting pitching has been so dominant, and it's beaten so many teams. Yankees are finding that out.
My only point is that I think everyone forgets now that they are 1-2 in the World Series.
Well,
they're not 3-0 going for 4-0. They're 1-2.
Halfway to 2-2.
Oh, I agree. That's halfway to 2-2. But I mean, I think the way everyone sounds who follows the National League or these National League writers now make it sound like they're 4-0, and they're not.
Well, the one thing, Mike, if they win this series, that would put 3-3. That would put them 8-3 in series in the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
8 out of 11 series they would have won in the postseason since 1991.
I think
that's pretty good.
I think you have to separate the
6 straight. That's pretty good.
I think you have to separate the World Series, though. What they did against the National League team's fine, but I think you got to separate the World Series. If they even this up, that'll make them 2-2 in the World Series as a group.
As Ruth and Garrick were in the 20s. 10-17.
Well, I don't know. What does that matter? What Ruth and Garrick
to
were?
me,
I'm going to give you the Yankee teams from 48 to 59 to 53 won 5 in a row. Well, the Mantle teams. I mean, who cares what those teams?
Well,
they would have about this team.
Well, they would have gone 2-2 in the World Series, and the Orioles would have gone 2-2 in the World Series. The 70 Reds would have gone 2-2 in the World Series.
All I'm saying is your 8-3 doesn't look as good when you realize it's only 2-2 in the World Series. Right. If they win this World Series, it's only 2-2. That's my only point. That's my only point. My only point is the 8-3 to me doesn't mean much. All I'm looking at right now is the World Series. I can't compare what they do to the National League team. So be it.
No, to me, Mike, the Yankees are learning what everybody else has learned who've been trying to beat this team in the National League for the last 5 years. Mm-hmm. You're going to beat them, you better out-pitch them. And the Yankees haven't done it.
Or get big hits.
And the Yankees, well, I mean, the problem with the big hits for the Yankees, they haven't had a chance to put a little pressure on this team.
I agree.
They were down 12-1 and 4-0. I mean, you got to put a little pressure on them.
Hey, listen, dog, you're not going to beat anybody when you give up a lot of runs. That's all there is to it. And tonight, they didn't knock the ball around. They nickeled and dimed the Yankees, and they got their 4 runs. They got 4 single runs, and they did a good job. McGriff, Key made 3 bad pitches to McGriff. He had three bad pitches. 3 pitches up in the strike zone, a single on a fastball on a count where he really had him struck out. A single on a pitch he threw up in a strike zone, and a sac fly. Give McGriff all the credit in the world for hitting those pitches.
And Grissom, who got a base hit as well, with the man out there.
Right. Well, I mean, it was already 3-0 then. So Grissom made it 4-0 with the base hit.
Key went 6 innings, gave up 10 hits. He walked a couple of guys. He hit a batter. He was constantly behind. He only had 1-1-2-3 inning. Jimmy Key did not pitch a big game tonight.
No, I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
And they needed him to pitch a big game. They needed him like he was against the Orioles.
The way it turned out, though, they needed him to pitch a shutout. That's the problem.
Well, maybe if it's only 1-0, maybe if it's, think about it. Maybe if it's 2-0 in the bottom of the 6th, you can bunt Boggs second and third. I mean, he had to just pitch a good ball game. I mean, that's 2-0 in the bottom of the 6th, first and second, nobody out with Boggs. You bunt there, then you got Bernie and Tino and Cecil, and you probably get at least they won't play the infield in. You might get a run in that situation. Then it's 2-1. Then you got a different type of ball game on your hands a little bit.
Hey, they pitched great, Doug. They faced a guy tonight who's been the best pitcher in baseball in his decade and one of the dominant pitchers in baseball since Sandy Koufax, and he was great tonight. He was masterful. Tip your hat to him. The guy pitched a phenomenal game. Kept him off balance all night long.
Sure did.
He pitched a classic baseball game.
He sure did, and he is
a classic pitcher.
He's pitching beautifully. That's 3 out of 4 here now in the postseason for him in this postseason, throwing the fact that he was good 2 out of 3 at the end of last postseason.
And he's a Hall of Fame pitcher. He's an all-time great. He is an all-time great. There's no question about his ability. He is an all-time great pitcher.
10-20, Mike, on the fan. Back after this. You have it with Maddux, 82 pitches and 62 strikes.
Can't
do any better than that.
You can't pitch better than that. There's just no way you can't pitch better.
Now throwing Walters is 3 strikeouts in the 9th, and it sounds like Cecil's not going to play tomorrow night at first base. If you go by that one quote, Vittoria, I'm going to stick with the guys who brought us this far. I'm not going to bail out on them now. So he said he wants to think about it, but I got the idea based on that one cut. Maybe he changes his mind. He's not going to change much for tomorrow night.
I think Field has hit the ball well. He was on the ball last night. He had 2 hits, a hit in the 7th, hit in the 9th tonight. He got a hit off Walters. I think he plays tomorrow. I think you got to put him in there. Maybe he hits a home run. Maybe it's 2 home runs. I don't know. Martinez is having a big-time problem right now. Has not driven in a run in the postseason. I got to put Field. Listen, I don't take anything away from Tino, But the idea right now is put the best team on the field that you think can win that game that night, and I think that means Fielder.
And, how about McGriff warming up? Boy, the last 3 games against St. Louis, he certainly did, and he's been a big factor in this series. He's gotten hits every time he looked up. He's hit left-hand pitching. He's done a good job. He got some big hits. Mike's right. Terry Tate squeezed Key. There's no question about it in that first inning tonight. But, see who got the base hit.
I always tell the fans I don't use the umpires as an excuse. So be it. You play through it. They got outplayed. They got absolutely outplayed.
And, the Braves had a chance to get a lot more runs than they did. I mean, the second and third, one spot. Man on second after Jermaine Dye. Double. Didn't really get another run in. That's when Raines bobbled the ball out in left field. And the Yankees, were almost fortunate in the 6th inning that they're only down 4-0. See, if Key can keep that game at 1-2-0, and they get the 2 guys on, you bunt. It might be an Ika run. Then it's 1-1 in the 7th, and then all of a sudden with Mariano, you take your chances.
Well, you're in a different situation with the bullpen. I mean, the Yankees, and now I know they're up 4-0 at the time. They're up 10-0, so you can't say they're up there swinging away just to get out of the game. They're only up 4-0 at the time. When the Yankees go to that pen, they don't hit a ball out of the infield the last 3 innings. They get 5 strikeouts and 4 groundouts, and they go out 1-2-3, 1-2-3, 1-2-3. And the Yankees show you that bullpen, but you can't get to the bullpen. They got to get to the bullpen with a lead. That's what it comes down to. I guess Joe just figured, you know what, I got to finally put Mariano in a game. He hasn't pitched in so long. Let me give him an inning. He obviously just went in there and tossed a little bit. I don't even think Mariano was focused in the 9th inning, to be honest with you. I think he was just flipping a ball.
Mike,
a little bit.
I got to, I've always had a lot of respect for him anyway, but boy, I really felt a lot of respect for Jeter tonight. I mean, the pop-up he dropped, but, that's no big deal. Every time he has that, every time somebody gets hurt, all of a sudden the ball finds him. He had to make a couple of tough plays defensively, gets a base hit there to right field off Maddux on 2 strikes. And he's playing with he was in big-time pain. A heck of a job by Jeter tonight. And Boggs, that's the one, it's too bad because Boggs had obviously done a good job in the last couple games of swinging the bat a lot better. Mike and I were talking about Boggs in the first inning tonight. Maddux is the sort of guy that Boggs scientifically could do a decent job against, and that's the one thing you didn't want there. You could take anything else but a ground ball to second base to end the inning, and that's exactly what he did. And the Braves have played good defense as well in this series. They've turned the double plays. They've done a good job.
Played bad defense than the Yankees.
McGriff has done a good job at first base.
Yes, he has, and he's not a great first baseman. He's done a very good job. Everything's clicked for them. Everything has clicked for them. The Yankees haven't got a break. If they did hit a hard ball, they hit it at somebody. They don't hit many hard balls. You saw why you got to have Raines in the lineup. Raines is just a professional hitter. I know they want to get guys in. Strawberry earned it with what he did against Camden Yards. But this is a little different situation. Raines is a tough out for the Braves. You can tell. He had 2 hard balls, 2 line drive base hits off Maddux tonight. I mean, Tim Raines is a guy you got to leave in that lineup because he can set the table. And that's it. Tomorrow night you'll have Jeter and Raines at the top of the order. And hopefully if Jeter can play, you'll have Jeter and Raines at the top of the order, and that's what you want. And you see if you can go from there.
It's funny, Mike. We talked about 85 St. Louis and Kansas City and the 86 Mets. Another little team the Yankees can look at, and it's a strange World Series, 72. Reds lost 2 at home to the Athletics, and they got back to a Game 7 in their building. And then Oakland pulled off a thing that the Cardinals had only done, 3-1 up, blow the lead, and win a Game 7 on the road. So Cincinnati showed some mettle. Yankees are going to have their work cut. Do you think the Yankees
I think
give them a 50-50 shot to get back to Yankee Stadium?
I think they do have a 50-50 shot. What you have to do tomorrow night, though, is tell the Cone, David, listen, I don't know what you have in a tank. You obviously don't have 9 innings in a tank. Go out there and give me 5 hard. Give me 5. Give me everything you got for 5. Don't even think about the 6th inning. Give me everything you got for 5. And then the Yankees will, Lloyd and Nelson you through the 6th, Mariano through the 7th and 8th, and go Wetland. That's what the Yankees got to try and do tomorrow. Give me 5 hard with Cone, and then take it from there.
Now, here's Bobby Cox, Mike.
And McGriff.
He's going to throw little sinkers and changeups, and guys going to roll over on the balls, so I'm usually ready.
Last question, Tom.
Bobby, are you running out of adjectives for Greg Maddux? Where do you go with him from here?
Bobby, are you running out of adjectives for Greg Maddux? Where do you go from here?
That's probably, to answer that, yes. That was a typical Maddux game. He was on top of his game tonight. I got to throw much better than that. He was quick, sneaky, and the ball had a tremendous amount of life on it. He was on top of his game. Very good.
Okay, question here.
Yes, Bobby, how much of your success do you think is due to the advanced scouting, especially regarding Bernie Williams and Tino Martinez?
How much success would you attribute to your advanced scouting, Bobby?
Well, we certainly go over it and pay attention to it and get what we can out of it, and we watch films just like the other clubs do, and it gives you a great idea. We try to compare them to somebody and visualize them in their minds, which hitter, in our league they would appear to be, and I think they help an awful lot. And without it, you just wouldn't know anything, so I think they're very important.
Okay, next question. Question over here.
Talk a little bit about the team's defense. The one time the Yankees really mounted around and got a really nice play out. I mean, how significant is that? You're talking about the pitching and the hitting. The defense seems to be just as good.
Bobby, can you talk about the team defense?
Well, if you're going to have good pitching, you better have good defense, and it goes hand in hand. Without it, you're not going to have good pitching. And I said that lineup at start of the night is pretty darn good defensive ball club. Those three outfielders, nothing is going to fall in, and Lemke and Blouse can really turn it. Chipper is, for me, an all-star at third as well as Fred at first. And Javi, you saw what he could do tonight, throwing to second base, and that's a real good defensive ball club.
Okay, question here.
Yeah, Fred, you set a record tonight for most RBIs in a postseason Major League record. Number one, going into the game, were you aware of that record, that you were close to it, and after the game, does it mean anything to you?
Fred, you set a Major League record for RBIs in the championship series. Were you aware of that, and how does that affect you?
Well, coming to the game, I definitely wasn't thinking about RBIs or records or nothing. I'm just trying to get a few more wins and try to get us another ring. But it's big. It's something that when I'm out the game, retired and sitting home, then I'll start thinking about different records and so forth.
Well, I guess they mean, Dog, on that last one that he has, for one postseason, had the most RBIs but the only thing about that is
he didn't have that many.
Not only that, the guy's he's played 7, 9, he's played 12 postseason games.
Here's Greg Maddux, Mike.
Any comment, Greg, that more fans reach second base than Yankees?
No, not really. It's a little scary sometimes. People are running out there on the field. You don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I kind of had a little Randy Myers flashback, for a second. And, you just hope they can keep it under control and nothing serious happens.
Okay, next question. Question right here.
Can you talk to me about what you did to shut down Bernie Williams and Tino Martinez tonight?
Can you talk about what you did to shut down Tino Martinez and Bernie Williams tonight?
I just tried to keep the ball down, locate my fastball and change speeds.
Okay, next question. Question here.
Yeah, could you do the same thing, talk about how you approached the Cecil Fielder tonight and whether you thought you were successful or not successful with it?
Can you talk about how you approached Cecil Fielder tonight and were you successful or not successful with it?
Well, I was pretty lucky with him.
Was he successful?
I didn't feel like I got him out tonight. I felt like he might have got himself out. The one chance I did have to get him out, I made a mistake with my fastball and he got the base hit to right.
Okay, next question. Anything else?
How would you rate?
That's all we need out of Maddux.
I can't take. First of all, I can't take the dumb question. Secondly, Maddux is, he's not a very talkative guy to begin with. When the guy's asking him, were you successful getting Cecil Fielder out? I don't know. He had 8 RBIs against me. The guy had 1 single. I mean, give me a break, would you please? Plus, Maddux he's like a scientist. When he comes in there, you're going to get basically 3-word answers. He does his talking on the mound.
And one thing about Joe Buck, hey Joe, listen, when the Cubs did not just say, Greg, leave, the Cubs offered Greg Maddux, as Buck kept on talking about tonight. How could the Cubs let him go?
Yeah, it's not like they traded him like they traded Lou Brock.
$25.5 million. He said, I don't want the money. $25.5 million.
Yeah, and the Yankees offered him $27.5. They didn't want that either. Or $30, whatever it was.
I mean, that's what that was about. That was not about Greg Maddux saying, or the Cubs saying, you know what, we're going to let him go here, and we'll go do something else, and we'll go build a team around somebody else. They offered him $25.5 million. And then to me, Fox let Tim McCorver, they hung him out to dry when that...
he made a mistake.
And in the scenario when the Yankees had that man on second base and Paul O'Neill's double after one were out.
The fielder bounced back to the mound.
Right, and, Timmy had forgotten that, and the ground ball to second base.
It was the first pitch of the inning. He forgot Cecil made out. He kind of felt somehow in his head that O'Neill had let off.
Maybe he wasn't even in the booth, went to the bathroom or something.
Maybe
it's
you're
possible.
right. He hung him out to dry there, and the guys never helped him out.
How about Joe or Benny say, something like that? All right, here's Darryl. All right, Darryl Strawberry is with us, Mike. He is on the phone with us, Yankee locker room. Darryl, Chris Russo, Mike Francesa, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
Well, Darryl, you know these pitches better than a lot of those guys in that locker room. What are you guys thinking right now about this Brave pitching staff?
Well, the thing about it is, like, most important thing, you have to realize that these guys are great pitchers, but also at the same time, when we get them in situations, we got to be able to come through in the situations. If we don't come through in the situations and these guys score runs, they're going to be very tough to beat.
Darryl, how about the Yankee offense in a very tough spot these first two games, trailing a lot in game one, trailing the first at bat tonight down 1-0, and then obviously they peck away. Very difficult against this kind of staff to be continuing to come from behind, huh?
Yeah, it is. It is extremely difficult, when you have a staff like they have, and they have such a groove right now. The most important thing is we go down to Atlanta, and we have to go in there with a fresh attitude about ourselves and believe in what we're capable of doing, and just go out and try to get the job done.
Darryl, with no DH, can you go back in the outfield in Atlanta with that toe or no?
Yeah, I think, the toe is, it's going to cause, some type of problems, off and on, but, come tomorrow, I'm going to be ready to play, and I think Joe's going to put me back in the outfield, and, I just want to try to get this team a boost or something and try to get back in there and do something to help us score some runs and try to win a ball game.
Well, you've hit Glavine well, if I'm not mistaken, Darryl. You've hit some home runs against him. Is that one reason why Torrey will put you in the lineup tomorrow night?
Yeah, I think so, because he knows I know Glavine pretty well, and I'm pretty comfortable, facing a guy like Glavine, which I know him, and I know exactly how he's going to pitch, and, not saying that what's going to happen, but I know one thing, I'm going up there with the right approach.
Darryl, you and that team have been through a lot this year. What's the mood in that locker room right now?
Well, the mood is pretty good. Nobody over here is down about what has happened. We just know right now that we got to pick the pace up a little bit. And the thing about it for this ball club is a great challenge for us right now to see what we really made out of it. And I think these guys are going to come out and we're going to play our hardest and try to win some ball games.
How about Cone tomorrow, Darryl? He hasn't been great in the postseason, but you've been with him a long time. I'd expect something big out of Cone tomorrow night.
Yeah, there's no question about it. I think David Cone will show up, and he's very confident and he's relaxed. So I think he's going to be ready to go do what he has to do.
All right, Darryl, thanks for a few minutes, but you do think you'll play tomorrow night, huh?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
Good luck, Darryl.
All right, thanks a lot.
Okay.
There you have it. So that's something we found out. Maybe Strawberry's in the lineup tomorrow night, not Rains.
No, that is a big surprise to me. Well, Doug, if you're going to do that tomorrow, and Darryl does have a 250 lifetime batting average and has hit 3 home runs off Glavine in his life. I was looking at the numbers today. I think the thing you're going to have to do, if you want to do right, you know what?
Cecil at first base, Mike.
Cecil at first base, Strawberry in the outfield, Rains in the outfield, O'Neill on the bench.
Excellent point, Mike.
Although I know guys say this, that Glavine a lot of times, the way he pitches outside, the right-hand batters is actually maybe tougher sometimes on righties than he is on lefties, that lefties have had success against Glavine. I know that, but I don't see Paul O'Neill as one of those lefties. Darryl has had success against him, put him in. I would still like to play Rains and put him at the top of the order with Jeter. Rains gets on base. He's been on base in every game he has started in the postseason. Put him in there. Give Paul a day off.
Mike, I agree. I think that you hit the nail on the head. To me, it's not so much what O'Neill does against Glavine historically or, whether Glavine's tougher on righties. To me, it's the top of the order. Because without Rains in the lineup, you are struggling at the top of the order. You don't know what you're doing. You got Jeter, blah, blah, blah. You're much better off tomorrow. Rains in left, Strawberry in right, Bernie in center, and be fair about it.
Third, and Field at first.
There you go.
I like it. Let's go.
10:36. Back after this.